Hey, and here we are, some more Kerbal Space Program. Since my last video, I went to midness in that video. Since then, I've actually done quite a bit. I've been having a lot of fun with the game. I've added a few of the add-ons from the space program, or from the space community. Some rockets, structural parts. One in particular was this mission. It's an add-on to really help out with the career mode. My last videos were in career mode. And you have the tech tree, but one thing that I wasn't clear about is exactly what to do. It's up to you to try and figure out your own program entirely. And it's a bit early, so I'm sure they're going to be adding on to more stuff. But in career mode, you kind of get lost in what you do. So this add-on up here, I can't even remember what it's called, unfortunately. Missions, I'm going to look that up and let you know. It'll be in the description. I have to give them credit, right? So it adds missions. So if we, and a budget system, but I'm not too worried about the budget system. But specifically, what I was really liking about this, why can't I get the thing, there it is that it really helped me kind of figure out what to do in the game to make it interesting and what a space program might look like, rather than just doing that random stuff I was trying to do. And it helped a lot, but there were gaps in it, and it's unfinished, and it's just an add-on, and some really cool guys are doing some really cool work. So for what it is fantastic, and I highly recommend it to anybody new to the game who wants to get in and try it out and have some fun with it. Even in the sandbox area, this is actually really useful because it gives you an idea of what to try and do. And so I got down here, for the moon mission, and I did those, and you can get actually other add-on packs for this add-on pack that add additional missions, and it modifies the tech tree a bit. And I got up until here, where it said more satellites, and I thought, well, that's interesting. Now, unfortunately, it does have a budget system, and the budget system more or less works, but it doesn't really give you any wiggle room. Now, when I'm building a rocket in the VAB, I like to put McJeb on it to tell me some instant information about the thrust-to-weight ratios and the weights and things like that. But because McJeb, you don't want to be using it in a career mode because, it's a really advanced piece of technology. Even though it has been nerfed a bit in the career mode, they don't allow you to do the autopilot. But nonetheless, it's still a $4 million piece of kit. And as you can see up here, your starting budget is only $50,000. And this is a mission way in. You're only getting $35,000 for putting a satellite into space. And it costs quite a bit just to do that anyways. Your first mission is a bit of a bonus where you get $100 grand. So you can imagine a $4 million part really blows away your budget. And if you accidentally press that launch button before remembering to take McJeb off your rocket, well, then it just blows your budget all to hell. So there's no way to test a piece either. You can't just kind of build something, go out to the launch pad, try it out, and revert, because that reverting costs you money. And so the budget system is a great way to try and be economical in what you're building and learning how to use fuel and electricity and parts, but at the same time it doesn't take very long before you just start ignoring it altogether. So the sandbox, what I've been doing is this mission, like I said, more satellites. It really got me thinking about how do I expand what I'm doing with the game and the fun I'm having with it. And so I became very comfortable in my earlier videos and my earlier missions with flying the rockets and launching them and doing what I could do on my own. And then when I got to here, I thought, well, we're going to launch a whole bunch of satellites. So I've been trying to do this and figure out how to get the timing of the launches now. Now that I'm comfortable doing the launches, I'm just trying to get them all to line up correctly. So you can see I've got 7 satellites in orbit. I've got one of them doing a polar orbit, so I'm not too worried about him. There it is, Budnik 3. And then I have a whole variety of other satellites all in an equatorial orbit. And I'm trying to make sure that every satellite has a line of sight to its neighbor in order to have a full communication grid around the planet. So the first one I launched, the second one I launched, I was supposed to be, 180 degrees across, but he was way off. So that was Budnik 1, which is where... So there's Budnik 1. So the second one was Budnik 2. And he was supposed to be straight across, but you can see he's way off. And, once I screwed that up, I kind of just went all to heck. And anyways, I've sort of been getting them better and better at placing them. So now you can see they're not too big of a gap. Everybody can see everybody, except for right there. That's a bit of a gap over here because there's no line of sight. They're just clipping the edge of the planet. So I have to put one more up right here between Budnik 1 and Budnik 4. And this will be Budnik 8. So he needs to go right there. After I do this, I'm going to just come back and I'm going to throw some more satellites in polar orbits. The next one will be going, so this guy is spinning this way. The next one will be spinning this way. And then I'm going to try and get a couple others in there and see if that works. Okay, so let's go launch a Budnik. So let's go into my pre-selected. So I need the Budnik on the Bud lifter. All right, there we go. And there he is. Very economical. This is the main lift just to get us up to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 meters or whatever. Then that drops off, and then we're left with the main rocket. So this is the disposable part right here. This is going to get tossed. And this is my rocket, and up here is the Budnik satellite. We zoom in, we can see we got a couple of solar panels on each side, some blue lights, an antenna, just a couple of sensors, a thermometer and a barometer or whatever it is, just to give it something to look at. They don't cost electricity or anything. There's a battery here. So this is a stationary satellite system. Once they're up and put into orbit, they don't move. They just do their orbits, but there's no way to. They do have what is that called? SAS built in here, but there's no thrusters, there's no engine. They can't change orbits. You can spin them around, but that's it. And then the main rocket right here is a return to Earth vehicle. It's got some parachutes and landing gear. Excuse me, I'm just gonna have a drink of coffee. I'm drying up. So when you're playing the game with the missions and the budget, this rocket would cost $40,000. Now, the mission that I was building these for, you get $35,000 per satellite. So I had to try and figure out how do I actually recover some of those costs, and that's where the reusable part of this comes in. When I launch this without McJeb and land, I do get about, about $20,000 refunded to me, for recoverable parts. So that actually made it rather economical. All of a sudden, it was only costing me $20,000 a launch. I'm getting 35, so I'm making 15 on a launch. I thought that was a pretty good deal, especially when you end up putting 8 satellites just to get equatorial coverage. But then I figured I'll just keep going in here because I'm having fun. What did I just take off McJeb? And since I wasn't caring about the budget, and I'm comfortable with launching and orbiting and all that, I put McJeb on and just let McJeb take care of these hard parts now for me while I figure out the timing. And McJeb showed me that my launch and orbit entry is way off. He does a much lower angled, whereas I I go straight up until I hit 10,000, lean it over and try and keep it at 45 all the way until I hit orbit, whereas this guy, you'll see it's a much different launch. So I learned something, yay. Okay, so this is going to be called Budnik 8. All right, let's go put him on the pad. So you can see McJeb on here costs over $4 million now if I was using the budget system. I'm just going to hide all those windows. I don't want them. And unfortunately, this auto hide doesn't seem to work. Maybe if I move it off to the side. Maybe, no. See, it just dims. It doesn't actually hide. That makes me sad. Okay, now the first thing we need to do, so the orbit that all of these satellites are at is 175K. Now, I need to get the timing right. Okay, there's my launch pad. Here's Budnik 1, Budnik 4. That's where I want to be, isn't it? Oh, wow, that's good timing. Okay, I need to be right between those two satellites. Now, let me see. Where am I lined up? Okay. So I need to wait until just a little bit, not too much. So my goal is to put the satellite basically right in between them. on their orbits right there. So to time the launch right, I think I've kind of got it. I could, if I changed orbit, different, a higher orbit or a lower orbit, my timings would be different and I'd never be able to do this. So I've got this worked out for this particular one. Whoa, wrong freaking button. Okay, I blew that, so I'm going to have to let him go all the way around the planet. And that's the thing about advancing time. You got to be careful. Bad things happen if you miss. But because this is a launch, it doesn't matter. See, those guys are pretty close together, and then there's a big gap. But you know what? This last satellite is good enough. Budnik 1, Budnik 4. Fast forward. Kerbal Space Program. I really like this game. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, so he's right above us. Slow down, make sure I'm lined up properly. Okay, I need to wait until just a bit longer. Maybe just a little bit more. Right there, right there. So if I launch there, that should actually end up getting me here. Well, over here. They're going to advance, and I should end up right between them. Yeah, that looks good. Right there, right there. Let's do this. Oh, and it's a night launch, too. You guys get to see a night launch. All right, autopilot. Now, like I said, I'm just letting my Jeb take care of these because it's just kind of the mundane part, but... Okay, so we have launched, and I thought I would just be quiet there and let you guys see. We just lost our second section there. Good. So now we're just cruising up. McJeb balloons are over at 7. You'll watch our nav ball here. Let's go have a look at how we're doing here. So there's one. There he is. Oh, I hope I didn't screw that up too badly. I think I'm too slow. Now, we want to watch the apoapsis. We'll get up to 175. That's when we'll get the main engine burn off, or cut off. And then we'll swing up and change the perioapsis. We'll end up with about 9 seconds worth of fuel left. Get up into a nice circular 175 kilometer orbit. Then I can put the satellite into its orientation, decouple, turn the main rocket around, and then I'm trying to land at the Space Center. I've hit the continent, but on the other side of the mountains, and then the last one I landed in the ocean just a bit past, but I'm getting closer. But I'm still not really, within a acceptable distance, because I want to get it on land first of all. So. How we doing? 30K. I don't know. We'll see if I end up in the right place between these two. I hope I do. Pretty much anywhere is going to be good because, but still I would like to be in the right place. You know what I'm saying? So So there's the galaxy. Look at that, the moon is up there. Speaking of the moon, we've got about 50 seconds, 40 seconds to go. So I'm also working on another ship. It is a moon craft, and it's actually got a couple of different parts to it. First though, it's a Kethane-oriented ship, so I'm using the Kethane background here. So first of all, at the very top of the ship is a satellite with Kethane detectors on it. So when the craft arrives around the moon, it'll go into a 240-kilometer orbit, and I'll deploy the satellite, polar orbit, just off polar orbit, just off axis, and I'll let it start scanning. And when it starts finding good things, what I'm going to do is I will detach the main rocket system from the middle craft, which is a lander, and that main part will just sit up there in orbit full of, well, partially full of fuel, and then my landing system will land, and it's got a Kethane converter as well as a mine or a drill, and there's a dude as well. Jeb will be up there in a pod, and that will start mining Kethane and converting it and filling up a big tank that is inside it. And so that'll be my first experiment in learning how to land. And I figure while I'm going to do that, I may as well have some fun while I'm landing. And so it's a much bigger goal. I hope it works. Okay, so we are just going to fix our orbit. And see, we'll end up with about 9 seconds. Yeah, perfect. 9 seconds of fuel. Excellent, perfect every single time. But Jeb, you're awesome. See, he's better than me at this. He gets the consistency. It's always 9 seconds. When I was doing it, I had one where I actually burned out of fuel too early. And, you know, just make Jeb is a little more accurate. All right, let's see. Did I do it? Where am I? See, I waited too long. He's too close. But nonetheless, we got line of sight anyways. So those two, those two, those two, those two, those two. Okay, so let's orient the satellite. Well, first of all, we need to deploy the solar panels. Okay, now I'm going to just spin it around so the blue is on the bottom. And I am going to go right there. Oops, too far. And then, oops, wrong direction. Point it straight down. Oops, I'm oriented. I gotta spin it a bit. Let's go that way. Okay, so now the solar panels will be dead on the sun. Oh, good, we just got the sunrise too. Good timing. Let's turn on our... Oh, let's just extend the antenna. It's not doing anything, but it looks good. Let's turn on our displays here. It's cold. And we're in a vacuum. Very good. And there's the moon in the background. Yay, moon. Perfect. And then let's put on our strobing blue light. Okay. This is, in fact, Budnik 8. So now we detach, switch over to the rocket. Now the rocket needs to spin that way. Doesn't have to, but whatever. Okay, so now let's see, where are we here? So it looks like the space center is in darkness right now. It's right here. So I'm gonna have to just warp around a bit until the sun comes up. Sunrise, come every morning. Sunrise, come every morning. Sunrise, come every morning. Bring back the warmth to the ground. $10 if you could name that song and its artist and the year it was released. Okay, where are we? Let's just have a quick look. Still in darkness. It's got to be right around here somewhere. Okay, we're just about there. Yeah, that's where I want to land. Alright, let's just get her over into some morning sunlight. Don't want to go too far. Perfect. Because this way you can see the flaming through the atmosphere. Is that where I really want to land? Yeah, that's where I want to land. Okay. So that's my satellite. Now, this is not easy. Attempting to land at headquarters. We should be just about there. Okay, I want to land right there. Gotta go around a bit more. So right there, yeah. Bit more. Okay, that should be good. That should be good. Well, where am I? Right there. Yeah, that should be good. Alright, let's face this thing the right direction. Now, you might be an experienced Kerbal pilot watching this video, which I laugh at the idea that might happen, but whatever. And you might, if you are and you're laughing at me at what I'm trying to do, please don't. This is my experiment in space. Okay, so let's hit it. Let's see what happens. Okay, I think that might be really good. I've got 4 seconds worth of fuel left. Huh, get better at this. Okay. I don't know, maybe I should go just a hair more. So, well, let's see, where am I going to hit the atmosphere? That's what I can never figure out, is where am I going to hit the atmosphere? So this is 175. So I'm thinking I'm going to hit the atmosphere there. So maybe I should just give this a bit more. Okay, I'm going to try that, see what happens. Just going to advance time until we get to that barrier. which is right there. Alright, let's tilt her back the right way. Okay, so we'll be hitting atmosphere around 30, 32. Crap, I screwed it up already. Damn. Oh, son of a bitch. Well, I'm out of fuel, so hopefully that little bit got me over the hump. Yeah, that's it, no more fuel. So, maybe that'll do it. Uh-oh, uh-oh, I'm on fire, I'm on fire. Point the right direction. No, not too far, not too far, not too far. Oh my god. That's where I want to end up. Oh. Not going to do it, not going to do it. I'm going to end up somewhere around here maybe. Oh, don't land in the mountains. And anyways, this is going to be my closest landing yet, but please don't land in the mountains. Okay. This is definitely my closest landing yet. I'm going to be alright, I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe. Oh, no. Son of a bitch. Oh. Oh, no. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. Oh, I'm very unhappy about this. Son of a... Well, so much for that. Gonna land on the side of a damn mountain. Boy, did I ever miss that by a lot again. Damn. That is so hard to do. Oh, this is not a good landing. This is my worst landing yet. I've landed on the land and in the water, but I've never landed this on the side of a mountain. Oh, that's very disappointing. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh. Oh. And there's nothing I can do about it anymore. Well, every launch I learn something. Every landing I learn something. But I am getting tired of learning all those lessons of what not to do. So close. Yeah, I needed to get out to here minimum to be safe, huh? Oh, bad. Oh, it's going to explode. Crap. So nothing to recover there. Unfortunately, I get no money back. Normally on these missions, I get about 2.9, I think. 2.9 million back. It's because McJeb costs so damn much. That sucks. Land on the side of a mountain. And I was hoping to get my first spaceport landing on video. Alright, so here we are at Budnik 8. Where's the sun? So yeah, he's on the proper orientation for the sun. Solar panels have 100%. Blue light is bluing. Battery electricity is perfect. And he's a bit close, but whatever. So line of sight. 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 Okay, well, it's not the prettiest of coverages. See, they're a little bunched up, they're a little bunched up, there's a big gap, but it works. Okay, so before I disappear real quick, I'm going to show you that little thing I've been working on. When I get this perfected and ready for a mission, that'll probably be my next video. So first of all, we have Kethane. So the one Kethane miner. Shoot. I got two of them. Let's try this one. Okay, so this is the lander bit. So this middle tank is empty. These are the Kethane drill, one there, Kethane converter, some batteries, RCS tank, some RCS thrusters, up here, down here, ladders, little pod for Jebediah and a ladder for him to come down and run around in. So this one will be the first to land, and just make sure I've kind of got everything set up properly. It's a lot of work even getting to the moon and figuring out how to get to Kethane and getting down, so this is a complete package right here. I'll be able to launch this back up off the moon when I want to, and refuel the main rocket that's up in space. And once I have that working down and I understand what's happening and working properly, I'm going to build a bigger base on the moon, or maybe Minmus. We'll see. Okay, so that's the lander bit. Now let me see if I can dig out the satellite bit, which I'm guessing is the misspelled one, or the correctly spelled one. Nope, that's the early version that should be deleted. Oh no, that's it. I just haven't gotten rid of this bit. So this is the satellite. It does have a tank and a small little engine. This is the little 50 thrust engine. So I can adjust it in orbit if I need to get better scanning. 2 Kethane scanners, some solar panels, an antenna. That looks cool. Why do I have 2 McJibs on there? So this guy mounts on top of what you just saw, the lander, and then that whole assembly will sit on top of a big ass rocket, and the rocket will lift everything up and take it to the moon. This will get deployed at about 240,000. Maximum orbit is 250,000 for the scanner, so I'll put them at 240. Let it get some scanning done, then I'll detach the lander bit and just park the main rocket, land, fill it up with, do the whole drilling and converting and fill up the main tank and the outside tanks, and then launch that back up and fill up the main rocket, and that'll be that. And as long as that all works up to that point, then I know I'm golden. Okay, so Kerbal Space Program. Just launched Budnik 8. I'm going to do some polar orbits next as I continue working on this. And then my next video will be to the moon for Kethane. Alright, cheers.